All right, on you guys. Okay. My name is Ralph Woolfolk. The last name is Wool. F is in Frank, OLK, City of Atlanta Police Department Homicide Commander. So we have received a substantial amount of inquiries pertaining to a homicide that occurred on March 24th, right outside of a fair in the city of Atlanta. It was involving a 16-year-old, Mr. Joshua Adetunji, who was pronounced deceased on scene. So we have been working relentlessly through this investigation. We provided some updates along the way. We are happy to announce here today that all of the persons that were involved in this incident are in custody. Two of those individuals are juveniles, and one of those individuals is 19-year-old Marquez Harris. His date of birth, and this will be released to your office, is 12/18 of 2002. So our homicide unit, once again, has worked diligently through this investigation. This was very intricate in the fact that there were many players that were involved, a lot of persons that we needed to identify. There was a lot of vehicle and pedestrian traffic out on this evening in which the fair was letting out, and several interviews and surveillance footage in which we had to comb through in order to bring us to this resolution that we've been able to come to today. So we are happy to announce that Marquez Harris is in custody. Our elite fugitive team was able to pick him up this morning. He was picked up off of High View Road, which is in Zone 4 in the city of Atlanta. And he was taken into custody without incident and was brought here to Atlanta Police Headquarters, where he was interviewed by our office and then taken to Fulton County Jail. So we will answer any questions that you have regarding this investigation. We did want to provide an update regarding this investigation as the amount of inquiries that we received from media up until this point.
You said how many people are in custody altogether?
There's 3 in custody. 2 of those are juveniles, and the names and the dates of birth to those individuals will have to come from Metro YDC. But the adult individual, we can release his name as he is believed to be the shooter involved in this incident. And there's 2 others that we believe to be accomplices that haven't been shooters involved in this incident as well.
What led you to the arrest?
Just an extensive investigation and utilizing investigative tools and resources and working in tandem with our federal partners to identify where this individual had been staying throughout the course of the investigation.
What are the charges for everyone involved?
So, felony murder for all parties involved.
What led up to this? Do you know? Was it an argument?
There does appear that there was an altercation of some sort, and there was sort of an impetus as to a pre-existing dispute that had taken place between a few individuals that were there surrounding this location on this night. So it did escalate, and once again, as we've stated so many times, in that 40% of our homicides are attributed to escalating disputes. This is once again an incident in which an argument escalated into gunfire.
There were 2 other victims, I understand, from that night at the fair. What is their condition?
Their condition is stable. Those persons are fine, and one of those persons has been cooperative with the investigation, and we are happy that he is recovered and is doing well.
Did they give you any bit of information that was helpful, instrumental in leading to these arrests?
We'll stay there that they were cooperative and assisted us with this investigation. Yeah.
What is your message to people out there maybe trying to go to the fair, have a good time, and somehow end up witnessing this kind of crime?
Yeah, certainly enjoy yourself in the city. Enjoy yourself when you go out, and just everybody just needs to take a deep breath. And as the chief indicated, I mean, we need to embrace one another. We need a little bit more empathy and understanding. As you know, the amount of conflict that we're seeing in our society and inability to de-escalate situations is certainly playing a factor here with our homicides here in the city of Atlanta. So that's a pretty substantial number when you look at 40% of incidents involving homicide involving escalating disputes.
What's the family's reaction?
Yeah, we've spoken to the family, and we've been working closely with this family all throughout this investigation since the night of the incident, and speaking to the mother and both the father of Mr. Adetunji. So they have been very, very pleased and very happy as to us coming to the outcome that we have here today.
So was the team the actual target, or was he just not involved at all? Was he involved in this argument or whatever that led up to?
The persons that were involved in the incident were involved at the inception of the altercation. Yeah.
Was the victim involved in the argument at all?
The victim was involved in the inception of the altercation. Yep.
And you don't know what that was over?
We're not going to release any specific details as to what that was, as we don't want to compromise the integrity of the investigation. We do believe that there might be some additional witnesses or persons out there that might be able to provide us some additional information and come forward. So we're not going to provide the specific nature of the altercation at this point.
So at this point, what are the next steps for you all?
Just working through the adjudication process. We've got a phenomenal relationship with the district attorney's office, and we've been working in tandem with them throughout this case. So we'll bounce the ball to them, and we'll begin preparing for what adjudication looks like.
So just to be clear, 3 people in custody, 2 are minors, 1 is the 19-year-old, all 3 charged with felony murder.
That's correct. Yep.
All right, we're gonna wrap this one up.
Okay.
Any other charges aside from felony murder?
I'll get you the list of charges. There are a couple more charges, but the obviously the most important one there is the felony murder charge with all 3.
Still looking for any potential suspects at all?
Not at this time. No. All right. Yep. All right. Thank you. Okay. You guys want to reset here? Or you want to roll right in or to?
Go for it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to bring forth the family. Join me up here. Where's Detective Barry as well?
I got you.
Okay. Good deal.
LT, can you kick that cable out of the way? Make sure there's a grip on it.
Okay. Y'all can just gather back here. All right, so once again, Ralph Woolfolk, if you're starting over for the slate, the last name is W-O-O-L, F is in Frank, O-L-K, City of Atlanta Police Department Homicide Commander. So we come before you here today, as we have on so many cases, and soliciting the public's help as it pertains to an investigation that has certainly been near and dear to the hearts of this Atlanta Police Homicide Unit, as we've worked closely with this family that stands behind me. That is a tremendous family, a very supportive family, a loving family of a innocent victim that was murdered on March 7th outside of a repast for a funeral at 210 Flat Shoals Road. This incident happened on March 7th, and we are taking this opportunity today to release a video that we believe will streamline this investigation. So we want you to pay attention closely to the video that we're providing today. There is a black Toyota vehicle. This is a sedan that we want the public to pay close attention to. If you observe this vehicle, it is believed to have Florida plates. We ask that you contact the Atlanta Police Homicide Office so that we can streamline that information and get the persons responsible for this in here to our office. And in addition to this, you're going to see on the passenger side of this vehicle, there is an individual that exits the vehicle. He is wearing all black. We want you to pay close attention to his mannerisms, pay close attention to the way that he walks, pay close attention to the shoulders of this individual. We do believe are peculiar, and his broad, wide shoulders and the way that he stands in this video. If you know this individual, we ask that you contact the Atlanta Police Department's Homicide Unit. We have been working diligently in this investigation and working closely with the family of the victim here. This is Mr. Darian Giles. He's 23 years old. He was set to finish up his degree at Savannah State. He was an individual that was very loved by his family and his friends. He loved sports. This is a person that leaves behind a 10-month-old child, and we need your help. We are in need of your help once again, and that you've responded to these types of investigations so many times before in contacting our office, and you are certainly eligible to receive a monetary reward in this case. At this time up to $3,000. So we certainly ask that if you know this individual or any of the vehicles or persons depicted in this video, to please contact the Atlanta Police Department's Homicide Unit.
Can you say his full name again, Frank?
Yes,
Giles?
his full name is Darian Giles.
Can you spell that?
That's D-A-R-R-I-E-N, and we'll get you a packet right afterwards as well. Last name Giles, G-I-L-E-S. He is 23 years old. This incident happened March 7th at 5 p.m., and we'll send you a complete packet regarding the case.
Will anyone from the family like to say anything?
Yeah, they will not be speaking here today. They are here in support and in collaboration with our office, and they've been extremely helpful through this investigation. The amount of love and support that they've given this office and that they have for Darien is certainly unquestionable, and it is certainly just speaks to just how much we are working relentlessly to try to solve this case. We ask that if anybody has any information, to please come forward and provide that information to our office at this time.
So can you walk us through this? You said this happened outside of a repass, right? Can you walk us through that a little bit?
That's right. So Mr. Giles was seated in the driver's side of his vehicle outside of a repass on Flat Shoals Road. And at some point in time, there's a black in color vehicle that pulls up adjacent to Mr. Giles' vehicle, in which a barrage of gunfire was expelled upon the vehicle, and that vehicle took off from that location, we believe, at a high rate of speed. So we've been working closely with the community in this area to try to recover surveillance video, and we do have some significant video we think we've obtained at this time to get forward to the public in hopes that they can ID the vehicle and the person in question.
So do you believe this was targeted?
Yeah, you said that he was an innocent victim in this.
That's correct.
But you're also saying that basically he was targeted because the car pulled up and then shot into, so he was the person that they were looking for. So can you say that?
The motive in this case at this time is classified as robbery. I'm not going to get into the particulars as to what was stated and how that transpired, because we do not want to compromise the integrity of the investigation. We believe that there might have been some persons that were with the suspect during the time in which this incident occurred. So we want to certainly make sure that we protect and not compromise the integrity of the investigation.
Was anything taken then from that scene?
Yeah, at this time, that's all a part of the investigation as well. We're examining any and all possibilities regarding that.
As far as Mr. Giles himself, he left behind a 10-month-old, was it son or daughter?
It was a son, yeah. He left behind a 10-month-old son.
How is the family feeling now having to raise that child on their own?
Yeah, those are questions, as I stated. The family stands here in tandem with us as they've worked closely with our office to try to move the investigation forward. At some point down the line, we may have an update regarding this case, and we may come forward with some additional information, but at this time, the family will not be speaking to media.
How confident are you that you will be able to bring justice to this family?
Well, I can tell you, this office works extremely hard, and we see that in our clearance rate. It sits at 72%, and you know the national average is 54%. So we work really hard in trying to solve these cases, and we never put them to rest. Despite how long ago an investigation was, you saw that, I believe, in the 1995 case that we were just able to close. In a cold case that we just closed out of office and gave a public update. So we never put these cases to rest. We will continue to work relentlessly and diligently as it pertains to this investigation.
Mr. Giles was at this repass?
That's correct. That's correct.
So in the middle of celebrating a loved one's
We're gonna do
loss.
We're gonna do one more question, okay?
Gotcha.
This is the last one.
Gotcha. In the middle of a loved one's loss, now this family has to deal with loss. Can you describe, put into words what that has been like for them?
Yeah, I don't think there's any words to describe that. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Yeah, that this individual was sitting outside of a repass at the time in which this incident occurred. So as indicated, our office is doing everything that we can to try to move this investigation forward. And we're asking for the public's help at this time. Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.